Hey, good morning, Morter Marchers. I'm Dr. Ted Morter. Thank you for being here with me today on this beautiful June 1st, Morter March Monday. June 1st, the month my birthday comes. Can't wait for that. You know, I titled this thing Best Day Ever on purpose. I had the best day ever yesterday, I think, when my kids, Chuck and Allison, came over with the grandbabies, and Theo and Eli and little Abigail Rabbit. Oh my gosh, they're so sweet, so sweet. And you have to just stop and think about it for a moment to count our blessings that we have. And most people, I won't say a lot of people just can't seem to do that. A lot of people get hung up in the doldrum things of day-to-day worry and complaints and grief, and always can't see the good, but always seems to focus on the bad things. And that's easy to do. Our mind tends to go negative, and it'll play all types of scenarios through here that are going to, cause you to worry and to have trepidation and just can't understand why everything woe is me and become the victim. This happens a lot with people, and they tend to focus on silly things that aren't really important in the overall scheme of things. Little things like, well, you know what I'm talking about. People that will see the bad versus seeing the good. When you're all standing there looking at a situation, and this particular person will say, "Oh, that's just terrible. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Oh, they should do this, and I'm just in a bad mood today." Well, that's okay. I mean, you can be that way if you so choose, but I choose something different than that. And yesterday, I had one of the best days ever. Then the kids came over, little grandkids, and we were playing around all day outside and working in the garden and playing with the garden hoses and getting wet and hearing the giggles. Hi, Diane. Hearing the little giggles. This is like kindergarten and down, and they're just so fun, so fun. And they're like sponges. They absorb everything that you say, everything that you do. And this is true with, and it carries through even into adult life. I know Chuck and Philip, and when they come over and we talk about things, they remember things from when they were growing up. That's like, oh my gosh, how did you remember that? But they take it to heart. I mean, it's real. If you say it, it's, the law. And the same thing's true with the little ones, the little tiny ones. They're so influenced by your attitudes and your beliefs and the things that you profess and the language that you use, and whether or not you're using harsh language or cursing and swearing or being sweet and kind. They remember all of these things. And it just made my heart sing, because we were playing outside and they're just giggling and running with the shower, and a little Eli came over with a water bottle and had about this much water in the bottom of it, and he's like, "T-Paw," and he's looking at me like he's going to throw this at me. He's going to get me all wet. I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no." And we just laughed and giggled, and we got each other all soaking wet, and everybody got in the dirt and got dirty, and we were working with the garden and working with, they had their metal detector. They're digging in the ditch out there. And I'm saying these things because I want you to begin to start to focus on things that are really important. These types of things are really important. It made my day. Made my day. One of the best days ever, I think. Because everybody was enjoying, having fun, not thinking about the news, not thinking about social media, not being on our phones, just enjoying the day. And I encourage you to do that as well. To pay attention to the small things that are so important, and forget about all the things that come through life that are just, soul stealers. They just drag you down. We spent the time with Chuck and Allison talking about their successes and about all the things that they're doing in their businesses and things that are going really well. And we focused on that instead of focusing on, how much gas costs and how about all the things that are going on across the ocean somewhere else. Okay. We're going to focus on things that make us feel good, that make us feel happy, that bring joy and being thankful and grateful into our lives. And when you say your prayer for your blessing for your meals, I hope that you'll think about those same things as well. Be thankful and grateful for the things that we have. Be thankful and grateful for the positive things in our life. And find something that helps you bring that forward. For example, if you're feeling kind of down and out and just not so good, what is it that you really enjoy? What is it you really love? Let's focus on that. And watch how the sparkle come back into people's eyes when you talk about things that they really love, things that they really enjoy. It could be collecting, it could be buying and selling, it could be working a deal, it could be playing outside in the yard, it could be, cutting down a tree or, sawing up some lumber like I might do out there on the farm. All these things are important to the person that's doing them. And it's important for you to engage. If you want to engage with people and you want to have a really good conversation, go to their level and ask them questions and begin to appreciate the things that they love to do. Same with the little kids. You have to appreciate the things that they like to do. They like to drive the little electric cars around all over the place and just giggle and laugh and have fun. And sure, it's, sometimes it gets out of my comfort zone what they're doing. Could they get hurt? But you know what? They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. We all survived. They'll survive. It's going to be a great thing. So my note to you today, and Mary Lou, thanks for watching. I appreciate all you being here with me on these Mortar March Mondays. So the purpose, again, of the Mortar March is to take an experience that we have or a challenge that we might be having and replace that with some good thinking, some positive thinking, and then synchronize that down into our physical bodies based on what we're thinking about and how our brain is controlling the rest of your body that functions 24/7. So when I was thinking about this morning, and I was just grinning about the time that we had yesterday, all afternoon, and we had the Traeger going, we had barbecued chicken thighs and green beans and butternut squash and deviled eggs. I made deviled eggs because we got so many eggs with the chickens. The boys just love to go gather the eggs and look at the chickens and all the fun things. These are memories that we'll create forever. They'll have these memories forever. And just like the memories that you have from childhood, the small things. Hi, Dorothy. Good to see you from Colorado. The small things that you do now, the attention to detail now, can make the difference in somebody else's life. It could be your parents, where you're talking about a story that they want to tell, and you've heard the story 5 times, and you listen to it again, you go, yeah, because that makes them feel young again. That brings them alive. You can watch their eyes sparkle. Sure, I love to hear the story. Maybe I hear something new this time I didn't really hear the last time. Chances are that's pretty good. So you enjoy the conversation. Or whether it's with a grandchild that's, 5 years old or 3 years old, and you just listen to the stories that they're telling, because they'll get through it and they'll give you the whole story, and you'll pick up little bits in there about what was really important to them, what's important to them. And you can't always assume that your beliefs are the same as what their beliefs are, because whether they're older or whether they're infants, younger, whatever they're saying, you're processing through your brain as well. Here's an example. Little Theo brought his metal detector over. He wanted to say, T-Paul, where can I go in the ditch? Where can I find something there's no wires? And I thought, well, what he means is he doesn't want to dig down and find something that was just junk, a piece of cable or a piece of wire or something. So I said, well, there's no wires out here. It's okay. You're not gonna, you might find some treasure down there when you're digging around. And he said, well, I don't want any wires. And I thought, what did he mean? What he really meant was, I don't want to be digging down here if there's electrical wires that are running underneath there, because somebody told him you have to be careful when you're digging for treasures that you don't hit electric wire and get shocked. So he was thinking about that. I was thinking about this. We were talking, but we weren't communicating. Finally, I understood what he was really concerned about was getting shocked. Not that he's going to find something that's just junk instead of a treasure. He's looking for a treasure chest. He'll find one. I guarantee he'll find one. Whatever it takes. There'll be a treasure chest that he can figure out. Anyway, so I want you to think today then about how you influence people and how you positively focus on great things in your life, not dreading and worrying about the things that are probably never going to happen anyway that you worry about all the time. 95% of the things you worry about, they never happen. It's just in your mind. Your mind creates it, and then it's real to your body, and your body responds to that because it doesn't think and judge and reason. It just responds to what you're contemplating, what you're working on. So if you want to bring more people to your practice, if you're a practitioner, you want to bring more people there, be positive, be complimentary, be thinking all the time about the things, how you can do to help people, how you can help more and more people come your way. Don't engage in the mundane conversations. Talk about things that are important. And people will respect that, and people will follow you, and people will listen, just like the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old listen to every word that you say. So today, let's be thankful and grateful for the wonderful life that we have. Okay, I like that because I want more wonderment in my life. I want more wonderful things to come my way. I'm going to be thankful and grateful for the wonderful life that I have. And that encompasses all the things that happen to me. Whether it's great and feels good and it's fun, or whether it's a slap in the face that says, you need to pay more attention to this or that. It's all good. It's all good. It just depends on how you process it. It's true. You know what I'm saying is true. So let's do that. I'm going to be thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life because I want to bring more wonderful things into my life. And I want my body to accept that instead of going negative when something good happens. Negative, the electrical wire underground, it might shock you, to the positive, but we might find a buried treasure. See, it's all the same digging. It's just how we're processing what we're thinking about. So I'm going to be thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life, because when I'm thinking about it up here, I want this part down here to embrace that and go, yeah. That's what we want. But this is programmed for something different. We got to reprogram it from up here down. So we think about something in our conscious thinking brain, which then affects our subconscious thinking brain, which is what controls our body. We get into a position with an arm up and a head tilt, which is how we talk to this area of the brain. When we're doing this position, this brain is going, oh, this is something new. It's like you on those Etch-a-Sketch pads where you flip it over and upside down, turn it back over, you can start over again. Same thing here. That's what we're doing with this. So let's do that today. Do this march with me. Blake, I hope you're out there too. I didn't see you on there. And Walter, I'm wishing you the very best as well. Hope you're all with me. And you know that I'm with you all times. Let's be thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in our lives. How about that? Oh, a little hair sticking up there. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in our lives. So I'm going to put my left foot out, my right arm, my right foot back, right arm up. I'm thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. For the wonderful things in my life. Okay? I will switch the other way. I'm thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. You be thankful and grateful. Think about wonderful things. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. I'm thinking of those little kids. Wonderful things in my life. The wonderful things in my life. That was one set. Remember, we do 3 sets to do this. And you can do this every day. You don't have to just do it on Monday. I'm thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. I want more of those wonderful things in my life. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. Switch the other way. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. I'm thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. Wonderful things in my life. I'm thinking about all the wonderful things that are going to happen in June. Get to go walleye fishing in Canada again. Oh, that's wonderful. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. I'm thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. Come on, do it with me. Get up off the chair and do it with me. Thankful and grateful for wonderful things in my life. I'm ready for more wonderful things in my life to come my way. Thankful and grateful for the wonderful things in my life. What are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? I'm thankful for my wife, my life. I'm thankful for the kids. I'm thankful for all the things that come my way. And if you're thankful for that, guess what? You get more of that. If you're bitching and moaning, complaining about everything in the world, from the cost of this and the cost of that, and oh my God, that's what you're going to get, more crap in your life. I'm going for the wonderful things, Sandy. Good you're watching. Thank you. Dorothy, thanks for being here. Dr. Lowe, you're a great person. I love all you guys, and I can't wait to see you next Monday. Have a wonderful day. I'm Dr. Ted. Bye.